Okay, so this is applying for discretionary benefits when not receiving life stabilization, Ontario Works, or ODSP. So the discretionary benefits program is a program through the City of London. It's in place to provide financial assistance to those who meet income eligibility criteria, which is the low income cutoff, the LICO, as they call it, for a household. So your eligibility is determined by how much you make. So it's for one person, it's just under 22,000, I believe. For a family of 5 or more, it increases up, I think, of just above 45,000, somewhere in there. There's always online, you can find the low income cutoff, which will show you what the eligibility rates are. You can also talk to the people at discretionary benefits who will let you know what the low income cutoff amounts are. So discretionary benefits covers a range of services. These are services related to health, safety, and physical well-being. They will cover dentures, vision care, health and personal safety items, appliances, funerals, air conditioners for severe asthmatics, up to $500 they'll cover, beds, mattress covers, layouts and baby supplies, and emergency dental services, which is 2 fillings and 4 extractions per year. In beds, they also cover cribs. For vision care, you will need to bring in things like your the amount of your vision care. You have to bring in receipts to show, or estimates to show, how much you're going to need or spend on glasses. For funerals, they have a separate area where you can fill out a form just for the funerals. And for air conditioners and health and personal safety items, you will often need a note from a doctor letting them know that this is overseen by a doctor. Beds and mattress covers are covered through St. Vincent de Paul. They have a shared program with St. Vincent de Paul, who will provide a bed, usually a single. He'll provide a double for 2 or more people, or if you require a double for a specific purpose. The mattresses are pretty good. The mattress covers, there have been some issues for folks who have been asking for mattress covers that fit properly. So if you ever do need a mattress cover, please be sure to request one that fits over the bed properly. Emergency dental services. I don't believe that you don't need to have an estimate for your emergency dental services, because they cover a specific amount. And because it's an emergency. I believe that they have specific criteria around dental services. And so if you feel that you're in a dental emergency, we'll call the City of London and find out exactly how you proceed with receiving emergency dental services. So discretionary benefits, for the full list, there's not a full list online. So can you use any dentist? Yeah, I believe you can use any dentist. Thank you for asking that question. Yeah, I believe in the past that I have requested this service, and that you can use any dentist. On the form where you're filling it out, it will you will just be requesting the actual service, and then I don't think that you have to go to Schulich School of Medicine specifically, or city approved dentists. So there's not a full list online. There is a full list if you are a recipient of Ontario Works or ODSP. You can look at the full list of discretionary benefits that they provide. But if you are a non-recipient, they don't have a full list. And so the list I've given you is not exhaustive. There are things that they will cover that are not in that list, and there are things that they won't cover. This is a pretty good list. In the last slide here of the things that they are covering. But if you have something specific, because they do things on case-by-case basis as well, like if you require moving costs, or you require a hydro or a gas bill, if it's in arrears and you're about to be cut off, and for some reason you're not eligible through the Housing Stability Bank, which I'll go over in a second, the Housing Stability Bank, which is not a discretionary benefit through the City of London, but it is something that you may be able to access if you require some help financially for a bill that's in arrears. But if you do not, if you're not eligible for discretionary benefits, or if you're not eligible for Housing Stability Bank, then you may be eligible through the discretionary benefits program. So on a case-by-case basis, they do cover certain things, but you would have to call and ask specifically if you have a need, if you are eligible for this. If you are ever reticent to call, or you are unsure of how to contact them, you can always contact an advocate like myself, or somebody at LifeSpin who will be able to help connect you with discretionary benefits and maybe ask those questions for you or call with you. That's often a good way. If you have trouble like navigating systems, if you have trouble, if English is not your first language and you don't feel comfortable, it's always good to call somebody and just ask them if that's something that they would help you do. And definitely at LifeSpin, that's something that we would help with, the advocate would. So because there is no full list, you should call them if you have a specific need, and that's 519-661-5910. You can call them there and somebody will answer the phone, usually quite quickly, and they will give you advice on how to apply for discretionary benefits and what you're eligible for. So if you're not in...
there's been another question in the chat.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll just check it here. Will they pay for eye exams or just glasses? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that question, if they will pay for eye exams. This is a case where you would have to call them and ask them. I know that OHIP does cover some eye exams, but those are only for people from the ages of 0 to 17 and then 65 and up. So if you fall in between the 18 to 64 range, then you would have to call discretionary benefits. So if you're applying for discretionary benefits and you're not in receipt of social assistance, you'll have to fill out the application for non-social assistance recipients, which is a form that is on their website. After this workshop, I will send out a list of links to everything so that you are able to go directly to it, because sometimes even with a Google search, it's a bit hard to find. There's information on the form. It's fairly straightforward, but it does ask for a copy of ID for all household members, a health card, a birth certificate. You provide proof for the item needed, example, a prescription or a medical letter. So if you're requesting an air conditioner, then you would have to receive a medical letter from your doctor stating that you have severe asthma and that you would benefit from an air conditioner. Verification of your London address, like a utility bill, lease, mortgage documents, income verification. A lot of people use their notice of assessments. You can also use your Canada Child Tax Benefit statement showing your family income. If you have children, you can use pay stubs or bank statements as another documentation source. Most places request bank statements of 3 months. I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't say that here, and I'm not entirely sure how long you require, like how many months of bank statements you require. That you would have to ask them as well. But a notice of assessment is always a good, it's always a good thing to use. And if you don't have a recent notice of assessment and you need to do your taxes, Lifespin does taxes all year long, and you can register on our website. We have somebody who does just taxes. Just thinking about if you need a notice of assessment and you haven't done taxes yet. If you're found eligible and you're eligible for assistance for 12 months from the date that you are found eligible. So you have to reapply every year. So if you've applied for discretionary benefits the year before for a bed, let's say, then you need something else. They wouldn't be able to just pull up your file from the year before. You would have to reapply. So once you have this application, you can mail it to them. They have also the address is on the actual application and the fax number too. You can fax it. If you need it faxed and you need somebody to do that, an advocate will also do that kind of work where you can bring your information. They can photocopy your identification because you should not be sending originals to them because you will not get them back. And or even if you do, you don't want to get a chance of having them lost. So this is something that an advocate can help with. Copying your documents and then faxing them to discretionary benefits. You can also complete the applications and you can submit them at their mailboxes. These are in all the same places that oftentimes at Ontario Works, like satellite offices are. There's London East office, there's City Plaza, there's South London Community Centre, Northland Mall, Aquatic Games Centre, Glencairn, Carling Heights, Optimus Resource Centre. All of these places are places where you can drop them off. These are also places where you can apply, some of these where you can apply for Play Your Way benefit, which we've also done a workshop about, which I encourage you to look at if you are interested in City of London programs, or if you are interested for your children for subsidized programs. So you can drop these off anywhere here, but please don't submit copies, don't submit originals of your identification when you submit these, this application. So if you need any other advocacy support, you can call us at Lifespin, or you can go through our website. We have a form there that you can fill out to speak to the advocate. If you are having trouble filling out this form, if you require help with faxing the form, sending the form, photocopying your ID, if you're not sure what you should be including, and if you're unsure of how to, get a hold of your doctor to get these documents or anything like that around the form, please feel free to call the advocate to request services. They're here to help and to ask any questions that you have. One thing I'm going to touch on that I said I would touch on before I have finished this is the Housing Stability Bank. This is not a discretionary benefit, but it is a service through the Salvation Army. It's the Housing Stability Bank provides support for individuals who are in rental arrears, or who have like utilities that are in arrears, like your gas or your hydro bills. They can help you provide you a short-term loan or a long-term loan or a grant, depending on the time of year that you apply, to pay back this amount of money to London Hydro, to Union Gas, to, I guess it's Enbridge now, to Enbridge Gas. Or if you are in arrears for your rent and you require help paying for your rent, it's significant and you're at risk of eviction, then you can go there. And they're very helpful, and they oftentimes have at the beginning of the year have enough funding that they can provide you with help. And even if you've been there before and you think that you're not eligible because you've already been there and you've already exhausted a certain amount of money or a certain amount of funds, you can go back. There are exceptions if you are in a really tough situation. So always be aware of that. There are exceptions, and that you might have to speak to a manager, but there are exceptions. Also, if you ever need help with that, you can also call an advocate. So Lifespin, the advocate here, would be happy to help you move through that process and direct you to the right ways of getting through that process. So the Housing Stability Bank, they can also help you sign up for LEAP and SEEP, which is an acronym. It's an energy savings program. And this will say if you're low income, it takes a certain amount off your bill every month. You can, I believe that if you are eligible for this, then London Hydro will not be able to cut you off when you receive a red card. So that's just some assurance that you can maintain your hydro or your gas even during tough times. I'll send a link to that. And if you have any questions, please let me know. If I don't know the answer, I can always find it out for you as well. We'll send a link to all of those, even the St. Vincent de Paul, who you can also speak with about receiving extra furniture or household items that you may need that are not covered through discretionary benefits. St. Vincent de Paul, who provides beds through discretionary benefits, also has a furniture and household item program that through a voucher system that is provided just through the St. Vincent de Paul. So there's information in that too. So I'll send that out through an email. And if you have any other questions, of course, please contact us. If you want to sign up for a tax appointment, you can do that on our website. If you want to sign up for another workshop, you can do that on our website. If you want to look through the past workshops where we talk about other benefits that you might be eligible for, that's also on our website. We have a free store, and we have a food box that goes out once a month. Those are all available too on our website. So, and if you have any questions about how to fill out those forms, also please contact us directly and we can help you fill out those forms. If you don't have an email address, that's another way to do it, is to call us and let us help you fill out the form so that you are not, so that you're still eligible, even if you are not great with computers, or if you don't have access to a computer. Okay, well, thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording, and I'm going to take any questions that you might have.